Hello, it's Willie from the Ozarks. We're ready for our October 16th lesson in A Course in Miracles workbook for students. We're ready for lesson 289. The past is over. It can touch me not. Two little short sentences that you want to hold this one close and use it a lot. I use it often throughout the year, throughout my life. Is reminding myself, the past is over. It can touch me not. So let's see what it says here. We're reading out of the original edition. And it says, unless the past is over in my mind, the real world must escape my sight. Now look how important it is that we have our perception in alignment with the now, so that the real world doesn't escape our notice. For I am really looking nowhere, seeing but what is not there when I'm looking in the past. How can I then perceive the world forgiveness offers when I'm looking at the past? This the past was made to hide, for this the world that can be looked on only now. It has no past, for what can be forgiven but the past? And if it is forgiven, it is gone. And the prayer says, Father, let me look upon a past that is not there, for you have offered me your own replacement in a present world the past has left untouched and free of sin. Here is the end of guilt, and here am I made ready for your final step. Shall I demand that you wait longer for your son to find the loveliness you planned to be the end of all his dreams and all his pain? Why wait? We can find heaven now. All right? We just got to learn to say the past is over. It can touch me not. All right, let's turn back and look at our text reading. We're going to finish the section 8, and we're ready, the total commitment in the chapter, The Consistency of the Kingdom. And we're ready for paragraph 77, but let's start with 76. And as you are turning there, let me tell you about this plant here. This is Swiss chard. And Swiss chard, I like putting them in a vase and just putting them in water. And they'll last for, a few days on the counter. And then, if it's kind of cool, if it's really hot, you may want to keep it refrigerated or in a nice cool place. But this is a variety. It's either bright light or rainbow, and I'm not sure which variety this one is. But see how the stems are so colorful? The rainbow chard, I think, will have a lot of different colors. The bright lights has a lot of color too, though. Swiss chard is a great plant that you want to be growing in your garden. It's highly nutrient rich. It's got the thing I like about it is it'll withstand a little bit of frost. Now, it's not as hardy as kale and collards, which will take really strong frosts. But it'll take some light frosts. And so you can grow it, this time of year in early spring. And it says it's a good source of vitamin C, A, K, magnesium, and several antioxidants. So that's a plant you want to get good at growing, get it started early in the spring. It doesn't do real good in real hot weather, I found out. I mean, it'll survive and grow, but just doesn't do as well. It likes kind of cool weather. All right, let's see. Swiss chard. Oh, and the Swiss chard, that's Beta vulgaris. And there's a number of different cultivars. Like I said, bright lights and rainbow are a couple. Okay, let's see. 76. Only honor is a fitting gift for those whom God himself created worthy of honor and whom he honors. Give them the appreciation which God accords them always, because they are his beloved sons, in whom he is well pleased. See everyone the way you think of Jesus. Think of your brothers and sisters in the same light, whom God is well pleased. You cannot be apart from them because you are not apart from him. Rest in His love and protect your rest by loving. But love everything He created, of which you are a part, or you cannot learn of His peace and accept His gift for yourself and as yourself. You cannot know your own perfection until you have honored all those who were created like you. This was the message that Jesus came to teach, is that we're to love our neighbor as ourselves. We're supposed to love everyone equally. And the acid test is, if you're loving someone, well, then you're going to feel appreciation for them. And do you feel appreciation for everyone the way you feel appreciation for Jesus? This is kind of where we want to be heading. Do you have the same appreciation for everyone you can think of, including yourself, and everyone as much as yourself? Paragraph 77. One child of God is the only teacher sufficiently worthy to teach another. One teacher is in all your minds, and he teaches the same lesson to all. He always teaches you the inestimable worth of every son of God, teaching it with infinite patience, born of the love of Him for whom He speaks. Every attack is a call for His patience, since only His patience can translate attack into blessing. Wow, the patience of the Holy Spirit is what we want to call on, and in every attack, that's what we're setting up a desire to ask for patience and to receive it. Every attack is a call for His patience, since only His patience can translate attack into blessing. Those who attack do not know they are blessed. They attack because they believe they are deprived. Give therefore of your abundance and teach your brothers theirs. Do not share their delusion of scarcity, or you will perceive yourself as lacking. Right? We don't want to live in a world of scarcity and lack. We want to live in the abundance that God created us, realizing that we're invulnerable. 78. Attack could never promote attack unless you perceived it as a means of depriving you of something you want. Let me read that again. Attack could never promote attack. So in other words, if you're attacked, you wouldn't return around and attack unless you had this idea in mind, that you perceived it as a means of depriving you of something you want. So we want to realize that in our invulnerability, we're safe and secure, and there's nothing that can take God's love and His strength away from us. That's why we don't need to defend ourselves. Remember, in our defenselessness, our safety lies. Yet you cannot lose anything unless you did not value it and therefore did not want it. This makes you feel deprived of it, and by projecting your own rejection, you believe that others are taking it from you. One must be fearful if he believes that his brother is attacking him to tear the kingdom of heaven from him. This is the ultimate basis for all the ego's projection. Being the part of your mind which does not believe it is responsible for itself, and being without allegiance to God, the ego is incapable of trust. Being the part of your mind which does not believe it is responsible for itself, and being without allegiance to God, the ego is incapable of trust. Projecting its insane belief that you have been treacherous to your Creator, it believes that your brothers, who are as incapable of this as you are out to take God from you. Whenever a brother attacks another, this is what he believes. Wow. Thank you for telling us that, Jesus. So go back and look at that. Make sure you understand what you're believing when you attack another. Projection always sees your will in others. If you will to separate yourself from God, that is what you will think others are doing to you. Listen to that again. If you will to separate yourself from God, that is what you will think others are doing to you. So if you find yourself feeling separate from God and you're treasuring other things other than God and His kingdom, then you'll feel like that's what's being done to you, because that's what you're sending out. And you can't escape what you send out. It's what you're going to be feeling as being sent to you. Remember, we're all mirrors. Is a good way to look at that. 80. You are the will of God. Do not accept anything else or you are the will of God. Do not accept anything else as your will, or you are denying what you are. Deny this and you will attack, believing you have been attacked. But see the love of God in you, and you will see it everywhere, because it is everywhere. See His abundance in every one, and you will know that you are in Him with them. They are part of you as you are part of God. You are as lonely without understanding this as God Himself is lonely when His sons do not know Him. The peace of God is understanding this. Well, we probably should read that again. See God's abundance in everyone, and you will know that you are in Him with them. They are part of you, and you are part of God. You are as lonely without understanding this as God Himself is lonely when His sons do not know Him. The peace of God is understanding this. There is only one way out of the world's thinking, just as there was only one way into it. Understand totally by understanding totality. 81. Perceive any part of the ego's thought system as wholly insane, wholly delusional, and wholly undesirable, and you've evaluated it correctly. Read that again. I said it a little differently, but I said the right thing. Just didn't read it the right way. Let me read it one more time. Perceive any part of the ego's thought system as wholly insane, wholly delusional, and wholly undesirable, and you have correctly evaluated all of it. This correction enables you to perceive any part of creation as wholly real, wholly perfect, and wholly desirable, the totality. Wanting this only, you will have this only. Wanting this only, you will have this only. And giving this only, you will be only this. Let me read that again. Wanting this only, you will have this only. And giving this only, you will be only this. The gifts you offer to the ego are always experienced as sacrifices, but the gifts you offer to the kingdom are gifts to you. They will always be treasured by God because they belong to His beloved sons who belong to Him. All power and glory are yours because the kingdom is His. The kingdom is God's. Okay, that ends that section, and next time we'll read, tomorrow we'll be ready for the defense of conflict, section 9. All right, let's go take a look at what is the Holy Spirit under the past is over. It can touch me not. The past is over. It can touch me not. What is the Holy Spirit? The Holy Spirit mediates between illusions and the truth. As He must bridge the gap between reality and dreams, perception leads to knowledge through the grace that God has given Him to be His gift to everyone who turns to Him for truth. Across the bridge that He provides are dreams all carried to the truth, to be dispelled before the light of knowledge. There are sights and sounds forever laid aside, and where they were perceived before, forgiveness has made possible perception's tranquil end. The goal the Holy Spirit's teaching sets is just this end of dreams. For sights and sounds must be translated from the witnesses of fear to those of love. And when this is entirely accomplished, learning has achieved the only goal it has in truth. For learning as the Holy Spirit guides it to the outcome He perceives for it, becomes the means to go beyond itself, to be replaced by the eternal truth. If you but knew how much your Father yearns to have you recognize His sinlessness, you would not let His voice appeal in vain, nor turn away from His replacement for the fearful images and dreams you made. The Holy Spirit understands the means you made by which you would attain what is forever unattainable, and if you offer them to Him, He will employ the means you made for exile to restore your mind to where it truly is at home. From knowledge where He has been placed by God, the Holy Spirit calls to you to let forgiveness rest upon your dreams and be restored to sanity and peace of mind. Without forgiveness, will your dreams remain to terrify you, and the memory of all your Father's love will not return to signify the end of dreams has come. Accept your Father's gift. It is a call from love to love, that it be but itself. The Holy Spirit is His gift by which the quietness of heaven is restored to God's beloved Son. Would you refuse to take the function of completing God when all He wills is that you be complete? Lesson 289, the past is over. The past is over. It can touch me not. Unless the past is over in my mind, the real world must escape my sight. For I am really looking nowhere, seeing but what is not there. How can I then perceive the world forgiveness offers? This the past was made to hide, for this the world that can be looked on only now. It has no past, for what can be forgiven but the past? And if it is forgiven, it is gone. I love that little story in The Lion King where the monkey is leading the lion and they're going along and he's carrying a stick and he hits the lion in the head. And the lion says, Simba says, he says, well, what'd you do that for? And the enlightened monkey says, what's it matter? It's in the past. So remember, the past can happen just the last second is the past. So it doesn't matter how quick do you practice forgiveness, is how quick you're living in the present moment. So don't hang out on those past disturbances that you think you've done or that have been done to you that were not what you felt was loving. Look beyond them. Let it go. Use your forgiveness to stay in the present moment. For what can be forgiven but the past? And if it is forgiven, it is gone. And the prayer says, Father, let me not look upon the past that is not there, for you have offered me your own replacement. In a present world, the past has left untouched and free of sin. Here is the end of guilt, and here am I made ready for your final step. Shall I demand that you wait longer for your Son to find the loveliness He planned to be the end of all His dreams and all His pain? The past is over. It can touch me not. The past is over. It can touch me not. The past is over. It can touch me not. Take that with you. Hold it dear. Use it the rest of your life. Practice forgiveness. The past is over. It can touch me not.